Hey guys, it's Guard. Let's go ahead and start my, what is this, the 5th draft? You get so many drafts now, it's pretty nice. In this draft, I really wanted to go Bizarric or Umbric, because I hadn't drafted those factions yet. And luckily, I think the best card in this pack is probably Flesh Fiend. It's Flesh Fiend, Tremorsaur, and then the other cards. Tremorsaur is actually much better than I thought it was previously. It's still pretty situational, because you have to take damage and it can't block creatures. But you can give it breakthrough with Bramble-X, Guardian, and Savage Oath, and it gets really strong. Firestorms, Progeny of Zith, Overwhelming Forces, and Guardians Assemble are just kind of like okay cards. So I'll take the Flesh Fiend, and the best card in this pack is actually Verix Embrace. So I'll just take that. I kind of want to pick... Okay, so the best card in this pack is Twin Strength, but I don't want to go Dejin because I've drafted that a lot already. And I haven't drafted Umbric yet on my free play account, so I want to go through all the factions at least like once before, or Bizarric, I mean. I want to go through all the factions at least once before I, just draft whatever I want. Well, I guess this is whatever I want, and I want this. Twin Mount Berserker. And I actually think Berserk is probably the weakest faction. But one thing it does have going for it is the mobility plus side lane synergy, and I want to try that out. Grimgaunt Spectre is one of the very few creatures with mobility in this set, but it's still so small that it's probably better to just take as a Teen Hulk and hope I get like Contagion Lord or something. Flowstone Primordial I think is a little better just because it's bigger up front. Then I've got Infernal Visage is really good in this color combination because otherwise you just don't get any pump that works with toughness unless you have Zombie Dread Knight, Infernal Visage, or Abyssal Brute. Those are like the 3 cards. And a Zombie Dread Knight's not that great because it doesn't work with any of the Tempest cards you dropped. So I think this card's better than Scourge Knights. And that's like the next best card in the pack. And there, Cloud Cleaver Titan works really well with Infernal Visage and Abyssal Brute. And the next best card is probably like Volcano Giant or Flowstone Primordial. Okay, I'll take the Chaos Twister. I've seen Osprey Spirit's deck work, but only in Dejin, where you can like put it on a Shardclaw Crusher and go to town with it. Has a huge amount of regen, so that's what makes that work. But I'm just going to take the really good removal spell, and then Flamer Fensticator because I like having an Avalanche Guardian in this faction pair, and Firelight Hunter is just not near good enough upside as a Flamer Fensticator can be. Tremor Charge gives my creatures mobility. This pack's really bad. I'm gonna take the Warhound Raider. I don't really like raiding, but the extra creature, this card's really good. Like if we compare it with a Volcano Giant, which I do a lot because it's like a 5/5, 10/10, 15/15. But it's better than Volcano Giants at ranks 1 and 3, and almost as good at rank 2. And it gives you a free dog, which comes in handy in all sorts of situations, such as picking up the Scourge Knights. But there's also Heroic in this pack, so I'm just going to take the Rumblestone Elemental. I hope I haven't passed any Heroics. I've not really been paying that much attention to it, because I forgot I was on my free-to-play account. Okay, Red the Grimgaunt's pretty good. I think it's probably worse than Ice Shard Berserker, but it's still a really good Heroic. Can let you snowball games out of control. And I'm going to take the Aether Tap Shaman. I think you want to draft as much mobility. I've only drafted this faction twice, and I didn't do too well either time. But I think the key is to draft like as much high power creatures and as much mobility as you can. That way you can get the damage in early when you still have the large creatures on your side. You don't want the game to really go that late. Speaking of which, I've got an Oronti Elementalist or Gloomer, for which I think Oronti Elementalist is better. Gives my creatures more options. There's the Avalanche Guardian I was talking about. And I think it's better enough than Aether Tap Shaman that I was just going to take it. I think if the Avalanche Guardian wasn't in the pack, I would just take Aether Tap Shaman here. But it is, so I will take it. Grave Pact to deal with all the troublesome creatures. It's way better than any of these 3 cards, especially Rite of Undeath. This card is just comically unplayable. Cloud Cleaver Titan, excellent card. I wish I could see more Zombie Dread Knights. There's a Demon Web Watcher or Conflagrate. What have I got in the way of removal? I've got a Grave Pact, I think, a Chaos Twister, and a Verix Embrace. I'll take the Conflagrate. I think that's got more upside than another 4/7. I've already got the Teen Hulk. And Oronti Warbringer to help push damage. This pick's kind of hard. I've got 3 Heroics to choose from. Progeny is... Well, Rumblestone Elemental we can discount immediately because it's really bad. Progeny of Zith, it just... I'll tell you why, too. It's aggressive, and it will spawn copies of itself in empty lanes, kind of like the opposite of Stygian Lotus. But unlike Stygian Lotus, the cards just die if they connect. So you don't get any value off them. You just play a 2/1, which is ridiculously small, and then all your 2/1s die. So it's not that great. Progeny Visit's okay. It's really good with Harbinger of Spring, but I'm not in that faction pair. I don't really have anything to do with it here in this deck, so I'm just going to take Cauldron Mystic, which has a chance to deal damage to my opponent and to clear their board. And then I follow it up with a Scavenger Scorpion or Totem, probably just Totembound Berserker. It's a little better. And there's a Zombie Titan I wanted with the Blizzard Shaman. Excellent. I think this is probably the best card, best common at least in the faction pair. This is the first one I've seen. I'm pretty happy taking it here. Tremor Charge. I take pretty much anything over Misery Demon. Misery Demon's not very good. Warhound Raider or Zombie Titan. I think the Raider's still better. Even though I don't really have much to work with the token, I still have a Cauldron Mystic. Or I say token, but I mean dog. The dog is really useful even if you have nothing to work with it. Which is why I'm going to take it here. I've got so many Totembound Berserkers, I don't feel the need to take Ice Shard Berserker, though it is way better than Totembound Berserker. I think it's probably better for me to take Stampeding Mongosaur or Scourge Knights, since I have no Volcano Giants. I'm kind of relying on Zombie Titan, Blizzard Shaman, and my Warhound Raiders to deal damage. So let's take the just solid creature, and then I'll take Flamestoke Shaman. I think this pick's pretty hard. Zithian Rotfiend versus Halazith. I think Zithian Rotfiend's way more flexible, so I'm going to take it here. But Halazith is a card I would have liked to take if I saw it in this draft. And I'll just take Ukon Reaper Witch. It's really good against some of the cards that are really good, like Aranti Stormshaper. That card's quite ridiculous if you let it go unchecked. So Glim Reaper's a good check for that. And that's the deck. And I'm not too happy with it, but honestly, I'm not too happy with most of the Berserk decks I draft. So we'll just have to see how it plays and try to play our best.